Hi y'all, this is So Blessed. Welcome to the Blessed Place. How y'all doing? Now I know that title is a very bold statement. Beware of online dating. And perhaps it may seem from the title that I am totally against online dating, or that online dating should be something that you should be terrified of. But both of those statements are incorrect and untrue. I am very much I'm a big proponent of online dating and using the internet to your advantage when it comes to dating. I've used online dating, and I will share with you a story at the end of this video about one of my online dating experiences. So I am, like I said, a great proponent of online dating, and I don't think that it's a scary place to be. But I do want my blessed ones and all those who happen to meander over to the blessed place and click on this video, I want you to be safe. And we know we often use that cliche, if I can just help one person, if I can just save one person. This video could not be more true. If I help one person, if I save one life, if I make one woman, a person think about something, then it's for the good. But let's get started. Let's get into this, because I got some stuff to share with you guys. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that you want to be aware of, or 5 suggestions or pieces of advice or tips for you to just think about and be aware of in your online dating. Number 1, if there's a dating website, there's 1% of the time there's going to be some type of profile. Pay attention to the crazy in that profile. A lot of times the crazy begins in the profile. What do I mean? What should you be paying attention to? When someone is making all kinds of outlandish statements about what they have materially, when they're making all types of outlandish statements or inferences or innuendos about their sexual prowess, when they flat out tell you that they're not looking for anything serious, they're just looking for, okay, we're gonna say a booty call, for lack of a better term that comes to mind. Y'all, watch out for crazy. Crazy oftentimes is in the profile. Not always, but quite often it is. So if, ladies, we've been given that 6th sense. I know it may seem like that is just a word or a cliche word, but I truly believe that God has blessed us with intuitiveness that is often called 6th sense, that we kind of see crazy coming and we call it but then we dismiss it. Number 2, when you are approached by someone in a profile or in a chat room or whatever, or you approach someone, ask plenty of questions. But there's an art to conversation. Sometimes women, we make the mistake of having our list of questions and just going down our list of questions 1 through 50 or A through Z. What's your name? Where were you born? How many sisters and brothers do you have? I mean, that's a questionnaire. That's an application. But conversation, we're not going to go through that right now, because I'll do a whole nother video. If you want to thumbs this up, if you want to say in the comments, yes, D, give us that video, I'll be glad to do it. There's an art to communication that does not sound like you're applying for a job, and you do want to ask questions. The reason I say this is because so often women will go out on a date with a guy and know nothing about him. Where was he born? Oh, I don't know. How long has he been living here in this present state? I don't know, I think maybe about 2 years. Why did he come here? I don't know why he moved. I think maybe his job moved here. Well, what kind of job does he have? I don't know. He does something in computers. It's like, oh my God, what do you know? You're going out on a date with this guy? What Where does he work? What kind of work does he do? How many siblings does he have? How was he raised? Was he raised by his mom and his dad? I mean, there's an art to communication. Like I said, there's a whole nother video, but ask questions, you guys. Don't just blindly go out with someone and your girlfriend or someone's asking you about them and your answer is, I think, I don't know. I didn't ask him that. Come on. What did you ask? What did y'all talk about for the 2-3 weeks before you went on your date? Do people wait 2-3 weeks nowadays? Or 2-3 days? I don't know. Number 3, before you go out on that date, Skype, ooVoo, FaceTime, something. Don't get catfished. Before you get all your feelings all into this person, because y'all know we fall quick. It'd be 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We think we done found our Prince Charming. We done found our king. We done found our soulmate in 2-3 weeks. Before you get your feelings all deeply involved in this person, this potential date, this potential mate, Skype, ooVoo. Don't fall for the okie doke. I don't have Skype. I don't have ooVoo. I don't have, when there is a will, there is a way. You might be getting catfished if that person tells you that there's no way that they can FaceTime, Skype, ooVoo, or whatever kind of, they got all kinds of, I mean, you got Glide these days. You got all kinds of apps that can be used on your phone or even on your PC or your laptop. Don't get catfish, people. Number 4, this is very, very, very important for your safety. Please tell someone, your good friend, your sister friend, your pastor's wife, somebody, whoever you're close to, please tell them some information about who you will be going out with. Tell them the person's real name. Yes, I said real name because you might not even know for sure if that's their real name. But whatever real name that they gave you, then tell that name to someone. Their screen name. Tell your person, your confidant, the person's screen name that you're going to be going out with. All important. Take a screenshot of their profile. I mean, God forbid, I pray nothing ever happens to you. I pray. However, if anything ever happens, you have a screenshot of their profile before they go delete it. So, please, secrecy can be dangerous. I know, like I said, we don't want anybody in our business. We don't want anybody in our business. I've been there, done that. Like I tell you, I've got a story at the end. We don't want anybody in our business. But secrecy can be dangerous, you guys. I don't want this video to be macabre, or I don't want it to be, scary or anything like that. But, like I said, if I could save one life, if I could help one person. And let me tell you how I derived at this video. I was watching ID channel. I think most of us know what the ID this channel is, but I like a lot of those shows. Somebody killed somebody who did it, etc. And on the video, the lady had met a guy online. To make a long story short, after a few months of finding out that he's not who he said he was, she cut off dating with him. He was infuriated and he killed her, you guys. He raped and killed her. Stuffed her in a box, in his toolbox, his truck toolbox, and put her in a body of water, and eventually a fisherman found the box. Like I said, I don't want to scare you. And some of you might be like, D, I don't even know if I want an online date after this video. I don't want to scare you because I think online dating is good, but you can do things to safeguard yourself. So as I'm watching this video, I'm watching this TV show, I'm saying to myself, why would this lady, let this guy come over to her house, and why this and why that? And it dropped in my spirit, Deidre, you're judging this lady, and you have done the same thing. You have done the same thing. And like I said, that story is coming after number 5. Number 5, do not ever, ever, ever let your potential date or your first date come over to your house. Always meet in a public place, away from your home, miles away from your home, in public, somewhere where you feel comfortable, where you feel safe, where there are lots of other people around. Do not ever meet at his home. Don't ever let him come to your home. Don't meet in a neutral place and then get in the car with him and leave your car somewhere and get in the car with him. Don't ever do that. I believe that most people are good. So I don't think that every potential date is some boogeyman or some killer like the one that was on the ID channel waiting to pounce on every female victim or every female that he comes in contact with online. I do not believe that. However, from watching this TV show, people are crazy. There is some demons out there. Okay, the story that I have been inferencing. Y'all, let me tell you all about my naivete and the fact that I think most people in this world are good. Before my husband and I got married, we've been married 10 years, but I was single 13 years. When I learned of internet, which I can't remember, when it first came out in the 90s or when we first came out that we had access to, y'all, I was chat room crazy. I was internet crazy because I just could not believe that I could sit at home and I had the world at the tips of my fingers. So I would visit chat rooms. I'm saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled at this time. So I'm not visiting these crazy chat rooms, but just, regular chat rooms. And so I meet a guy online, or he approached me in the chat room or whatever. And we get to talking. You know how you get out of the chat room and you IM each other back in the day. So we get to IM each other. And nothing sexual, no sexual inferences, no sexual innuendos, nothing like that. Because they even had on my profile, approach me with dignity and respect, like your mama done raised you right. So there was none of that in this guy's conversation. And that is what I would say kind of not turned me on sexually, but turned me on to him to allow further conversation and to do one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. I've done some things, y'all. But when I'd done the things before, I was young and dumb. I have no excuse for this one because I was probably about 32, 33. Middle of the day, 2 o'clock in the day sometime. I give him my address, you guys, for him to come over. Yes, I know. You say, Deidre, just like I said about this lady on the ID channel, why would you do that? I know right now some of y'all are judging me saying, why would you do that? I don't know. I can't answer that. The only thing I can tell you is God allowed me to He protected me and allowed me to use my test as a testimony and my mess as a message. That's the only reason I can think that this possibly happened. But I gave him my address and I was in this very house. Allowed him to come over. He comes over, we hug, nice to meet you, we talk, we have a great conversation. And then as he's talking, he's putting his hand on my knee. After he touches my knee a couple of times and his hands linger just a little too long, I start brushing his hand away, but we're still laughing and we're talking and I brush his hand away. Then he continue and then he's a little bit longer, a little bit more forceful, his hands coming up my thigh just a little bit more. He's touching me there, he's touching me there. His hands just, okay, I begin to become uncomfortable. And then he gets even more aggressive, like comes to lean in for kisses. And I said, no, I'm sorry, that's not gonna happen. And so he becomes a little bit more aggressive. And this is the point when I say, Deidre, what have you done? Who is this person? Who is this man? Who in God's green earth even knows that this man is at your home? Nobody. And that's why I was talking about the secrecy, because this is nothing I would ever tell my sisters, and my sisters and I are close. This is nothing I would say, look, there's a guy getting ready to come over to my house. Here's this information. First of all, I didn't have the wherewithal to even think like that because I'm thinking everybody's good. But another thing, I probably would not have wanted my sisters to know. I just met a man online, and here he is 2-3 hours later, he's at my home. Secrecy is dangerous, you guys. Well, I'm going to make this kind of a long story short. He became too aggressive, touching me in places that a holy woman should not be touched, honey. And I said, look, you got to go. Y'all, I had to tell this man at least 5 or 6 times that he had to go, and he would not leave. And then I told him, okay, this is about my 5th or 6th time telling you have to go. If you touch me one more time and if you do not leave, I am calling 911. And I work for the police department. I'm calling 911. That's when his anger, that's when he really saw how serious I was, and I saw an anger start to rise in him. And he said, so what did you think was gonna happen when you give somebody your address 2 o'clock in the day on the first conversation? And y'all, that's when I said, you know what? This man ain't lying. He's not lying. Now, please understand me. I'm not saying anybody, not any woman deserves to be hurt, raped, dishonored, disrespected, anything like that. There's nothing she can do to ever deserve that. Nothing. So please understand what I'm saying. But he was right in that case. What did I think was going to happen when I invited a man that I had never met except 2-3 hours ago online and invite him to my home in the middle of the day? What did I think was going to happen? I sure wasn't cooking because I don't cook. So I wasn't inviting him over for dinner or lunch. He was thinking of cooking up something else. I was thinking of having good conversation because I was a single woman who was lonely. Y'all, please beware of online dating. Do as I say, not as I did. Take from my own experience that you must be careful. Don't be afraid. Just be careful. Don't be unwise. Just be aware. I hope and pray that I have helped somebody. Please take care of yourselves because I love, love, love my blessed ones. Y'all be blessed.